Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mother, hold our hand, take us across, speak through us, elevate us from darkness of ignorance to the wisdom of light, from unreal to real, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Jai Guru. Welcome everyone, dear devotees. You know, there was this lady wife, loved her family very much and loved her husband, and yet she wanted to see her husband excel. But husband was pretty happy being connected with God, and whatever chores of life and normal day-to-day, he was quite happy with that, contented. He wasn't searching for more and more and more. And if you look carefully, the difference between the Western world and the Eastern philosophy is the Western world talks about we perceive the world because of our mind, our brain, our five senses. Five senses go out, bring the world, brings it through the brain to the mind. I perceive it. And then we forget in the Western world that I listen to you, I perceive the world, I see you, I hear you because of my five senses. They forget that if they were unconscious, they will not perceive, the senses won't work. That if they were in coma or in deep sleep, coma in hospital, you can't perceive the world. Or in deep sleep, how can you see the world? Because the consciousness alone makes the mind work through the brain by powering the brain through the mind. Consciousness powering the mind, mind powering the brain, brain powering the senses. Senses pick up the world with eye, ear, nose, throat, taste, etc. and bring it to us. And in which what happens in the Western world, we primarily identify with our body, which means gender and age and color and skin and length of hair and looks, the external world. And this is what is the lady was telling the husband. Look at your neighbors, they're so rich, they're doing so good. Look at them, they had this party, they had that function. What are you doing? What has your God done? You all the time you're talking about God, God and God. What is your God doing? The dear husband looked at wife for a while, and he looked right in front. There was a beautiful snow-clad, huge mountain. He puts his hand around the wife's shoulder and said, look. She with a frown, and yet respectful to her husband, she turned and looked at the mountain. She said, what? She said, look at that mountain. She said, yes, what is it? Are you with me? She looks at the mountain and she says, okay, what is it? He asks her, what has the mountain done for you? She says, nothing. It's just nice to look at. Nice snow and mountain. He said, do you like the mountain? She said, okay, yeah, nice, it's good to see. He says, my God is just like that. That mountain has done nothing to you, but you love the mountain. Apparently, God has nothing done to me and you, but I love my God just because I love my God. And this awareness is what I want you to right now comprehend from the meaning of our spiritual life, in which I want you to take on a couple of one or two sutras of the Yoga Sutra. Last Thursday and Sunday we talked about, can an atheist become enlightened? And we'll touch upon it again once again a little bit, but basically we showed it to you that as per Sankhya philosophy, yes, they can. It's irrespective of. But God, bahut sahara hai. God is a great help. And you can pray to God and God grants you many things. And have faith in God and keep the Divine Mother in your heart and in your awareness. Awareness. Just like awareness of the mountain. Awareness. Always there. Sarvavyapi Anantam Advaitam. Nothing else is important. And that consciousness, bodies are different, names are different, mind is different, and forms are different, genders are different. But consciousness ekam sat. Bahuda vidanti. Jal, pani, tanni, water in English, you in French, washer in German, up in Sanskrit and up in Persian. All means water. Ekam sat. Truth is only one. Bahuda vidanti. We call it by many names. It is like you walk into the gold souk in Dubai and brilliance of the shine of the gold shining everywhere. And there are various shapes. The necklace and chain and bracelets and tiara and pajib, all are different form. But the truth is gold. It reminds me of a young boy of a jeweler. Jeweler had taken the boy and showed him from a box that these are the gold lying in this and you should know about it. And whenever I call for it, when I'm working, you come and bring. So one day the jeweler was working and he told the young 10-year-old boy, go up and get some gold from the box. The boy comes up running and he searches and goes back and says, Baba, there is no gold. He said, what? He had a heart attack. There's no gold? Go and look again. He again goes, looks and comes back. Baba, there is no gold. Man got a real heart attack. He ran up and he opened the box and he was relieved to see what he saw. And he said, hey, champion, what are these? He said, but they're not gold. They're bangles and tiara and chain and necklace. See, this is what is happening to you and me. You and me, we are aligning ourselves as the name and the form and the function. But we are forgetting the essential truth of the consciousness within, of the gold within. And in which the gold, this consciousness, is always there, is always present. It is influencing by lighting up the mind, and mind is now called reflective consciousness. Consciousness reflected upon. So it is like, let's say, when the mind is active, thoughts are there, feelings are there, anxieties are there, worries are there, emotions are there, cognitions is there, and then the consciousness, which is called the witness consciousness, Chaitana, awareness, it gets identified with the worries, with the anger. You don't say that I am experiencing a movement of anger in my mind. You don't say I am witnessing a movement of anger in my mind. You say, I don't like you, I'm mad at you, I'm angry with you. I am angry. I is the consciousness, it's ever pure. It's like the sunlight falls on dirty something on the road. It doesn't get dirty, but it purifies it. That consciousness is also that light, sunlight, falls on a pitcher of wine, whiskey, beer, it doesn't get drunk. That consciousness also falls on some good people, bad people, it's even. And the sunlight falls on holy river water, Ganga. It doesn't get pure. It's always pure, always detached. But when the mind is troubled and the mind is not under control by your regular practices, it influences, when the consciousness influences the reflective consciousness, it tends to get influenced by it. And then your reflective consciousness become, and you say, I am Robbin Ghosh, I hate the world. Where is that hatred came from within. So the Patanjali Yoga Sutra is talking about yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is calming of the mind through the meditation. That is yoga chitta vritti, just calming down. And then manaso shanti yava yogaha. That manasa shanti is the emphasis of the stillness of the mind, calming down of the mind, is yoga. This yoga is chitta vritti, is the fluctuations of the mind. Then, if fluctuations is not there, and the thoughts, emotion, perceptions, which is called the modifications, like the ripple as per Vivekananda, if it is ceased, nirodha, that is called cessation of the mind. And then manaso shanti, automatically. Then what happens when the mind becomes calm and peaceful? As per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, tada drishti swarupa avasthana. Then the lake water is calm. You can see deep down within you the Purusha, the Prakriti, the Brahman within you. That is the seer is seeing now in its own nature, Swarupa Avasthana. Avasthana meaning calm, settled state, and Swarupa in its own nature, Rupam. Now, the fourth sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra is talking about Vritti Swarupa Mitaratra. Vritti means that streams of consciousness, that consciousness is all the time is active, influencing the mind, brain, senses, continuously active and making the mind active. It is a technical term. It means the ripples, vritti, ripple, the ripple of the lake, and rupyam, the vritti swarupa mitaratra. So itaratra means otherwise, and rupyam is the form. So if you do not still the mind, punchline means, what does it mean? Don't be complicated. If you don't still the mind through the yoga abhyasa, the mind is not in the state of nirodha. Nirodha meaning calmness. And when the mind is not in the state of calmness, then whatever movement happens in the mind, it also gets influenced by, powered by the consciousness, and reflective consciousness or subconscious mind aligns itself and say, I am that. I am thinking that. I am feeling that. I love that. I don't like that. Are you with me? So what is the answer? Calmness of the mind. And the moment you do that, you realize tada drishti sarupa avasthana. That is, I am Sakshi Purushaha. Consciousness. Whole purpose of the Patanjali, that the consciousness should know that I am powering that mind, and you, day-to-day activities, say, what is the reaction is not me, it is the mind which is my application. And the consciousness is powering that mind. And when you don't have that, when you don't have that feeling, then you get identified with the vritti, that is the movement, ripple of the mind, and this is called avidya. That avidya gets you connected, aligned. I'll give you two little stories. There used to be Vivekananda's talk about Pauri Baba. Pauri Baba used to live in a hole in the Mount ground, and all he had were two buttons to cook little rice and dal. He used to eat very little. He would cook that and that's all. Now, one day a thief came and he saw the bartan, he picked it up and he started running away. Baba Baba naturally saw that. He picked up the other bartan and started running behind the thief. The thief running faster and faster. Pawari Baba is also running. And eventually Pawari Baba caught up with the thief. The moment he caught up with the thief, he fell in front of the thief. Pawari Baba fell in front of the thief on his knees and did pranam. And he said, "Oh Lord, thank you for coming. Please take this bartan also. You're removing my attachments." See, when you are getting aligned with your consciousness, the Purusha, the awareness, then your ripple vritti of the mind does not affect you. I'll give you one more story. This happened actually, by the way, the Pawari Baba story by Vivekananda had told him. He went and met him also. Now, long time ago, one young guy from the village came down to Guru. Guru, give me samadhi. Bless me, I want to become a monk. The Guru said, okay, stay. And first, control your mind. Sweep the floor every day. Your whole entire Angina cleaning is your job. After sweeping it, wipe it with cow dung and water. And the boy obediently did it for 30 days, 40 days, 60 days, and then he went to Guru. I've done for 2 months just cleaning that place. And you have not given me samadhi as yet. What is this, Guru? The Guru said, okay, what you do now, you go to the kitchen and start cutting vegetable. So obediently the disciple goes and he did it for another 15-20 days. Naturally his mind is restless. I want samadhi. So he goes to Guru and he says, either you give me samadhi or I'm leaving. You have no power. You're just making me work like that. The Guru said, don't do that. Stay here and work. Whatever I'm teaching you, you have to do them, then only you will reach that state. He said, no. I don't believe you. I'm going. Now, Guru is Guru. Guru can't leave his disciple. So Guru said, okay, where do you want to go? He said, I want to go to the jungle and do my tapasya. The Gurudev said, okay, I'll come with you. The Guru goes with him, and in the jungle, nearby a village, far away from his ashram, he says, okay, this tree is good enough. You stay underneath this tree and make your stay here. So the monk, the brahmachari, he settles down there. And in the next 1 or 2 days' time, all he had one kamandul and 2 kaupin vastra, the underwear type of a vastra, sannyasi's vastra. And in the morning he found the one he was wearing is the one he has. The other one which was drying on the branches, a rat has come and eat it up. He said, now what do? I've got only one vastra. So he goes to the villages and tells, and those tailors and all, he said, okay, we will make you one more. And he brings back, and after a few days, again same thing happened. Rat came and ate it up. He is looking very sad. The village headman comes to him and he said, Maharaj, what happened? Why are you looking so dukhi? Maharaj says, what to do? This rat is coming and eating up my kaupin vastra. I don't have anything. So this headman says, why don't you keep a cat? He said, good idea. So where will I get cat? He said, I'll give you. The headman brings the cat and gives it to Maharaj. The cat soon enough ate up the rat, and soon enough it is hungry now, and it is meow, meow, meow going on. So the Maharaj goes to the village and he says, now what do I feed the cat? Cat has eaten up the mouse, but is eating up the, but what do I do? Feed the cat. He said, you take this milk and give the cat. So he brings the milk. He said, but what do I do every day? He said, we will give you some milk every day. So a few weeks go, and then the headman says, why don't you take a cow? You keep a cow with you. And that cow You milk the cow and give the milk to the cat, and whatever it like, you can also have some milk. So he says, okay. So he takes the cow. Now after a while, cow is tied up with a string. Whatever the grass around, cow has eaten it up. Now cow is also hungry, and cow is saying, "Ma." So now that Maharaj goes to the headman. Now what do I do? Where do I feed the cow? So village man said, very simple, plant some grass around. I'll give you the seed. So he gives the seed and he plants some grass. And he said, but who's going to take care of it? So the village man, headman said, I'll give you some boys from the village. They'll come and take care. So quite a few months go by. The nice grass is growing, cow is eating, everybody's happy. And Maharaj is also very happy. Then one day village headman comes and says, Sir, Maharaj, these father and mothers of these boys are saying that we need these boys for our work, and all they're doing is going and working for Maharaj only. So the Maharaj says, now what do I do then? Who will take care of the cow and the grass? So the village headman says, why don't you have your own boys? He said, have my own boys? How? He said, why? I'll give you my daughter. You get married and you have your own babies. So the Maharaj thought about it and he said, okay. And there the whole place is nicely growing. Gurudev, long time. And he says, I want to find out what's happened to my boy. And he comes one day and he finds a nice little hut and a little farm and growing very well in the jungle. He goes and he sees somebody sitting in a light reclining chair. He goes and says, listen, I had left a bhakta of mine, and he's a brahmachari. Do you know him? And this man gets up and stands up and straight away does Sashtang Pranam to Gurudev. Gurudev, that is me. He said, you, that one. He said, yes. How did all this happen? Gurudev asked. The brahmachari, who was supposed to have been the Maharaj of past days, says, Gurudev, you won't believe. Gurudev said, okay, tell me, what is it? He said, all because of one rat. This is what is the mind, ripples of the mind in our samsara plays. So what is the definition of samsara? Samsara is the moment you put a name to yourself. Robbin Ghosh. This means I am Robbin Ghosh. I'm different from you and you and you and you and everybody else. That is the beginning of samsara. In other words, it is not oneness. It is duality. More than one. The moment it is oneness, it is one consciousness. And this is the beautiful world in which when you realize that oneness, you have one thing to be observed. Today morning only I was sharing with our teachers is a word, I would like you to reflect upon it and think, called discomfort. Discomfort, have you realized? Most of the parents today's world have grown up through hard work, tough work and made their life better. And now they get married and they have babies. And they don't want their baby's life to be tough because they had a tough life and they didn't like it. They went through the tough time. Now they're doing well. But they don't want their babies to pass through the tough time. So that discomfort is removed from our children and they're being given comfort. So what has happened? Look at it. They are disconnected with their consciousness. Discomfort is consciousness? No. Discomfort is going that extra mile. I'm ready to work, ready to sit still, ready to meditate, ready to get up in the morning before the sun rises, ready to study, ready to develop skill, ready to develop human excellence. Have you realized human beings are the only one who is called a human being? And human beings called human being, elephants are not called elephant being, tiger being or rabbit being. Human are called being. Why? Because human beings can become what? human excellent. Reflect upon it. That is from the discomfort. You have to make that special. Today's discomfort, the bitterness, will become sweet tomorrow. Which the young father and the mother have gone through it, but they don't realize it because they're not conscious. They've done it unconsciously. They've done it, good work, but they're unconscious about it. This is called avidya, means ignorance. Jai Guru.